Hello, friends. This is the last session in our series How to Build Software Products. So, today we will see the scripts, the client side scripts, as well as the server side scripts. So far, we have seen in the implementation part, first we saw the database and connecting to the database from the application. Then we saw how to implement the business logic in classes, and this is the last part where we will see how we have implemented the scripts for validation, user validation, for things like checking the password field, entry password field, checking the user input. Like in some places user may not provide the input, and in some places they may provide a wrong input, like in a string field they may write some numeric input, and in some numeric field they may write some string characters. So we will be checking all those through client side scripts. We don't need access to the database, so naturally they are good fit to go in the client side scripts. In the server side scripts, we will see how we the implementation we have done in the classes, like verifying the user and creating users, and creating a service request. And now in the script, server side script itself, we will be creating things like transfer of money from one account to another. So that is not implemented in classes. Then balance, how to check the balance in an account, and then of course uh, passing variables, passing the uh, input from the user, which will be provided on the pages. So the server side scripts will take values from those, and then pass it to the business logic, right? So let us start. So let us see the first thing. So on most of the pages, the client side script is the same, like validation for different things. So let us open one of them, and then I will show you. So in client side variation will happen on the request pages, because in the request itself we will be trapping those errors, and we will not pass them to the to server side or database side, because we do not need. Okay. So for example, we have this balance web page, and on the balance page, they will be putting input for the username, password, account number, etc. So we have a function. We will write a function on the on each pages, and all of them will be like this. So I will show one example, so you will understand. You can write them on all those pages. So this function will check in the form all the input. So say we will declare a variable, okay, and initialize it to 0, and we will check all the elements, user elements on the form through this statement. uh, I, we are passing I in, and then we have this form, okay, and the element on the forms, like the text elements, like username text element, password text element, account number text element, etc. So each, all of the elements on the form will be passed to this function, okay. So and it is passed to this thing, like you have this form, and then dot elements and dot length. So we will find out how many are there on each each element, what is the length, it will check each character or each space on the element, and then it will increase from 0 to the length, to the maximum length. Say the length provided is at 10 characters, so it will from first position to 10th position it will check for each element. Okay, so now we will check using if statement. If form dot elements and in brackets I, that means each character or each space on any of the user element, and dot value is equal to, and it is null when you put quotes and there is nothing inside the quotes, that means nothing. So means in the user has not provided the any value, like it will be blank. Okay, so it is checking if this kind of thing is there on any form, then we will alert, we will provide a message box through this alert, and on the message box the user will see fill out all fields. Okay, and it will then come to the first field, that is account number, and we focus. So when the user clicks on the message box, on the OK button of the message box, okay, then the user will be directed to that page. Like here it is balance one.jsp, so it will on this page, and the cursor will now move to the first input box, that is for accounting. Okay, or else return false. So means if from here if it is true, then it is fine, otherwise return false, that means you need to check more. Okay, then uh, the next thing which we will check is if is none, then document dot f1 dot account number dot value. Now we are checking the account number. Earlier we were checking all the values on the form, on that web page. So now we are checking the account number, and if this field has is none, means generally it takes a parameter string number, and it returns true or false. So if it is a string in this account number field, then we will alert, we will provide a message box to the user, account number must be number. Okay, and when the user clicks on OK button, then again it will come to focus on account number. And here what we are saying, account document dot f1 dot account number dot value, and we are checking so it will come to username, and then again it will check if username has some value, the user has provided some value. So if is none, if there is no values on this in this username field, then we will provide a message box through this alert. Use, and with this information, username must be characters and can't be null. So you need to provide characters and not numerals in the username, and it should not be null, like you cannot leave it blank. And then again we will reset the value by this statement, document dot f1.username.value and assigning it nothing, and then we will focus on this. So so that again the user will have to fill this input box, and then again return false means we need to check some more. So the next one is uh, if is none document.f1.password.value. So now we are moving to password field. So we are checking if there is any value in this input box. If there is nothing there, then we will provide an alert. Password must be characters and can't be null. So the user must fill this field and provide input in the password field. And then when the user clicks on OK button, so the next thing the system will do will reset the password by this document.f1.password.value and assigning it to nothing. Okay, and then putting a focus now means the cursor will move to this password field, so that user will provide the input in this field, and we will return false. Means after doing this we need to check more, but now we are not checking anything more, so we are returning true. So we, when you be return true means we have checked everything, we are not going to check anything more on this web page through this client side script. So this is all about the client side script. So on this page we checked only three fields, but say on create web page where the user will be created and new account number will be assigned to the user. In that case, there are more fields, so there will be more checking. So now let me show you that one also. Create.php. There will be more checking. So, like in the previous page, we checked for if the user has not provided any value in any element, so we will provide this message box, then password field, and then we are also checking since that page has repassword re-enter password field also. So we are also checking this through this statement, if statement. If document.f1.password.value is not equal to document.f1.repassword.value. That means if they are not matching, if the user has provided say in the password field his password is say 1234, and in the repassword field he provided values say 12345, so that means they are not equal. So we are checking through this statement if they are not equal. In that case, what we will do, we will alert, we will provide a message box to the user. So with this message, retype password is not matching with this password. Please re-enter repassword. Okay. So the user will again provide the retype password, and then what we will do the and after this the user clicks OK button on the message box. Then through this statement, document.f1.repassword.value is assigned to nothing. So any entry done by the user will be reset, and there will be nothing in this field now. And then the focus, the cursor will appear in this input box, so that the user can put the uh, can do the input. So here you see also phone number for checking. So in the phone number checking, we are checking for a length of 10 digits. Generally, the phone number or mobile number of any person is 10 digits long. So we are checking if the input is more than 10 digits. In that case, we will provide alert with this message. Phone number must be 10 digits long. Please re-enter phone number. So the user will again Then after when the user clicks on OK button, so the next statement will be executed. This one, when this phone input box value is reset, and it will show nothing now, and the cursor will move to this box so that the user can provide the input. Okay, then uh, one more checking, if the user has provided some numeric value, not numeric, non-numeric, like the characters, so that also we are checking. So first we are checking the length of the this field, and the other thing we are checking is uh, if user has provided uh, characters instead of numbers. So that checking is done through this statement. We are checking okay. So again, if it is not number, so again he has to provide the numeric values. And then this amount is not now anymore form length. Yeah, we are checking if any field is empty, so provide the appropriate values in those text boxes. So this kind of checking we have done at all the pages. Now let us move to the logic which we have provided. Okay, so like on this balance page, we are what we are doing, when the user is providing uh, providing values in the fields, so we will be taking those fields values and passing them to say here we are passing them to which page. You can see balance.jsp. You see here balance.jsp. So the user provided those inputs, and we took those inputs, and then for the response we will be redirecting the user to the response page for balance. Okay, so so on the balance page, this is the response. So on the response page, what we are going to do is we will check the values coming from that page, right? So what values we are getting from that page is uh, account number. So account number here we are converting into string. Okay, and then this, because we are not sure if this account number is a string or what, or means we need to provide a well to uh, to pass this parameter into a variable on this page. So we have created a variable and pass that value of account number to this variable. Then we have this string we are converting into integer. So this statement, account number is equal to integer dot parse int. Parse int is a method to convert a string into integer in Java. You can say JavaScript. Okay. Then we got username from that page. Okay, and that username parameter we are storing in this username string variable. Okay, then password also, and then we provided a boolean status, and we are checking that using this verified login. Yes, we saw this class, So this class, what it does is it takes values, three values: account number, username, password, three parameters here: account number, username, password, and then through this check login method, it checks if they exist in the database. So if they exist in the database, that means the user is authentic, and he is verified that he his credentials are correct. Okay, so we check and we pass this into this boolean value status: yes or no, not. So if they are correct, account number, username, password, that means this user exists. Okay, and if not, then this user does not exist. And then we are you trying, if this user exists, when we say status is equal to true, that means the input provided by the user for account number, uh, username and password is correct, then uh, we are printing this value on this page: welcome, and then plus username. Wow, the username provided by the user. So it will show, say the username is uh, John. So we will it will print welcome John, and then we are connecting to the database through this getcon class and method getcon we saw earlier. And then in the database we are creating a SQL query, which is select all from new account where account number is equal to, and we will pass the account number of the user from what we got from balance1.jsp page. Okay, and we will be printing the balance of the user. We will present that this information into some HTML formatting with this formatting in a table format. Okay, and there we will print account number of the user, then username, then amount, what is the balance, and address, phone number, all the information of the user, right? And we will then do uh, through while loop we will check the session, and we will set this we will say this user has these attributes, and the session for that user is still valid on this page. Okay, so after that we will just print the values for this one values for this these values, like these are the table headings: username, password, amount, etc. And actual values below these headings, table headings, the actual values will come from this uh, execute query, the prepared statement, and each one we are getting through this while loop, and we will get those, and we will show them in a table structure. Okay, so this is how we are using the server side script. And here again we are also checking if it is not possible, like if something is wrong, then we will provide the user with this information on this page: please check your username and password, and then the attribute we are setting: please check your username and password with balance, and the balance attribute is just this uh, on that page what we uh, checked. The next page, forward page is balance one dot JSP. Okay, so again it will coming from that, and if any exception is happening, so that we will catch, and we will show in the console. So this is how we have implemented the client side script. So we have similar scripts. Let me show you some more. Like in this when we are creating a user. So how we are creating? So this let me go to the creation part. Okay. So we will be getting all the information on the by the user in input boxes, and we will be processing that information when user clicks the submit button. So the function is on submit, and we will validate uh, the method to validate, return validate, and this form, and action is using create servlet. So it means we are not directing the user to another web page. Instead we are directing the user to the controller, the create servlet, and there we will be checking like create servlet is used to create a user. It helps in creating the user, right? So we are directing the user to go over there, and we are getting this input from the user through these fields. Okay, you see here in the graphical form all this what we saw earlier when we created this page, like designing the user interface. So we have all this, and we are passing all these values to create servlet. Okay, so create servlet will process, and then find out if these uh, can this user can be created with these values, right? Then let me show you the checkbook, the input. So initially we have this client side script. Okay, and then we will take the values from the user through these input boxes here: username, password, account number, request type, right? So you see username, password, account number are text boxes, and request type is a drop down box. In the drop down box, currently we are hard coding this checkbook request because this is only one service type, and the value is C. So this we will pass to again you see create servlet, because the create servlet is again used for creation of a new uh, service request, right? And from create servlet, of course, with create servlet is the controller which will check a lot of things which we saw in our last session. What it is doing, it is checking a lot of things, and then it is passing. The final thing is in the register user uh, class, we are actually creating a user or creating a new service request, right? So from this page we are going to create servlet, and from create servlet we are going to in the create servlet actually we will be using that register user class and its method. Okay, okay, and the response for this is if a service request is successful. So the user will be shown some message, and so for that, for this message, what the user we will be connecting to the database through this getCon class and getCon method, and then we will connect it to the database with and execute the SQL query. Select max request number from checkbook. So now, so here in the from the checkbook database, what we are doing is max request number. So max request number means the latest. The latest means say the last uh, entry in that field was say 62. So it will select 62, and it will then increase by one to create a new request. Okay. So what we will do in the request number field, we are getting this request number value, and in this request number value, then the this the request number we got from the HTTP HTTP, you see, through HTTP protocol, over HTTP protocol, we got this value through this parameter and this attribute, and we are passing this in this variable. And what we are doing, we are checking the request number. Now we are checking through this SQL query. Select all from checkbook where request number, and we are checking this request number which we got now. Okay, and then we will prepare a statement like we will create a table in HTML format, and there we will provide this new request number and request type and account number of the user. Okay, so the values, these are the headings, and the values will come through this SQL query. Okay, and it will be printed on this response page, right? So, and if there is any error, so that error will be tracked and shown in the console, so that we know what kind of error happened if it happened, and so that we can follow that error and correct the error. Okay, so this is how we have written everything. So like in close account, we will be first on the request page, again the username, password and account number we take from the user in input boxes, and then we will pass that to the response. Like here, let me show you. We are getting the account number, username, password. Okay, and then we are checking through this verify login class and check login method. If credentials are true, then what we will do, we will go in the database and we will execute delete from new account of where the account number is this, the user wants to close the account, right? And then we will execute. And if something is wrong, then we will check. Okay, check and raise error. And otherwise, if things are fine, then we will move to the response page. So on the response page, we will show to the user that the request was successful and the account has been closed. Okay. Then we have bill payment. So in the bill payment, there will be service request and sorry, request for the bill payment and then response. So let me show you that also. So here again, what we are checking the account number, user and password entered by the user. Then the biller, value for the biller, which biller was selected, okay, and what amount needs to be paid. So we get all this information from the user. And then again we will check if the username, password, account number are correct through this verify login class, okay. And if they are true, in that case what we will do, we will select we will do a SQL select statement from this table new account, and where account number is the one given by the user. So you will select that record, and what we will do is, since we need to pay the bill, so we will connect to the database, and what we will do, we will deduct the amount which was paid from the account of the user. So update new account, set amount of the user where account number is this, okay. And uh, now what we will do, the how much amount was paid. So that amount we will deduct through this statement. We have this integer data amount 1, and the amount we got from this SQL statement get int and position 5, so fifth column. So what value was there, and then minus account. This account is the value, this amount we need to deduct the amount paid by the user, right? So that we will deduct and update that record, okay. And the other thing is, uh, update happens in the other account also, where the amount was paid, okay. So in that case, uh, that account will be updated through this update statement. Okay, so uh, and here that response will be shown, and through this SQL statement we will select from new account, and category is B because this bill payment is done for biller, and we have this category type B for biller, okay. And so that the biller will be shown how much amount has been paid to the biller, okay. Then transfer amount, right? We need to transfer money in the OVAS system, OVAS 1.2 version. So for that, this is the page. So here we need to do some things like we need to prepare. There are two accounts. From one account, amount is paid to another account, right? So first we need to get the account number from where the money has to be paid, like the account number of the user. So those we are getting from the input given by the user. The user, so account number, username, password, and there is also account where the money has to be paid, so the other account number, and what was the amount which needs to be paid. So all we are getting through these statements. And then we will do is in the new account we will select where the account number of the user. Okay, and then we will execute this query, and then we need to update account. Okay, so update the account after the amount was paid, uh, transferred, amount was transferred. So we are going for both. One is the deduction, where the from which account the amount was paid, right? So we are deducting that much amount, right? And then we will update. And the other one is where the amount has been paid, so that account will also be shown. Okay, so both accounts we are showing to the user. Otherwise, again we are trapping some errors, and we will show that into the console. Okay, and in the transfer one page, the response we will show. Okay, so this much was about the scripts, both client-side scripts and server-side scripts, and this was the last in the implementation. Okay, so next we will do the testing, and we will show how if the system is working right, and that part will come under testing. So far we have been doing the implementation. So thanks for your time, and bye for now.